Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Larissa and I'm the channel mum, fertility, women's health and pregnancy expert. So I know there's an incredible number of you out there who have so been looking forward to having your fertility treatment towards getting pregnant. You've built so many hopes around this, and then suddenly you've heard the news that actually practically all clinics in the UK, according to the recent guidance, will be stopping any new treatment, and in fact potentially even stopping treatment on patients who are already enrolled. And I know that this will come as a shock to many of you. It will be incredibly disappointing, harrowing, worrying, infuriating, all those things. And it's okay to feel all those emotions because, you know, even we as the doctors providing this care feel all the same things as you do. And we really just wish that this wasn't the case. But it's been impossible to try and run a fertility service on the background of the pandemic, which is causing many anxieties in pregnant women, where there isn't enough evidence and guidance to really inform our judgments, and where what we're trying to do is take many precautionary measures at the moment to try and prevent any potential new mothers from becoming ill, and also their unborn babies as well. So this is the reason and the wider context of why essentially the majority of fertility treatment has had to stop in the UK, aside from urgent treatment. So that's treatment for patients who face a cancer diagnosis, where it's really urgent and important that we preserve their fertility, if indeed even that's possible. I know that this is a topic that's worried lots and lots of you out there. And so I just wanted to have a look at some of these questions in detail and to try and offer you some more specific advice where I can. I'm ready to start my ICSI treatment. Will my treatment be delayed? At the moment, the British Fertility Society and the HFEA have both given quite strong guidance to essentially say that there should be no new fertility treatment that starts at this point in time. And if someone is already in treatment, then that's something that you need to discuss with your particular doctor as to whether you finish that treatment or whether you potentially get halfway through the treatment and freeze any eggs or any embryos that are created, and then defer transfer until a safer point in time when we have more information about how this coronavirus could affect pregnancy. I'm 25 weeks into my IVF pregnancy. Should I self-isolate? Well, the IVF doesn't put you at any increased risk, but the fact that you're pregnant does. So the government has recently said that pregnant women are to be categorised as a vulnerable group. The strong advice out there is also to spend the majority of your time at home trying to limit any exposure to the coronavirus. We are due to have an FET cycle. Should we put it off? The answer to this question is not really so much will you get to decide to put it off, but actually you will be told that you have to put it off, sadly. How long that will be, we don't know. I mean, hopefully it may be only a matter of weeks, but actually it could be far longer than that. We could be looking at a couple of months, and you know, new evidence is emerging all of the time. And as that evidence emerges, it informs our behaviour and our guidance. I'm in the 2-week wait. Should I isolate, and will the virus stop it working? Well, I want to reassure you that it's incredibly unlikely that if you were to get the coronavirus, it would stop you from getting pregnant. However, if you are potentially pregnant during your wait, then I think it is important that you take the necessary measures, which is essentially to self-distance and try and spend the majority of your time away from any contacts with other people. We wanted to have IVF this year. Is there no chance of that now? I'm afraid that starting any new treatment at the moment, whether it's IVF, IUI, ICSI, ovulation induction, egg donation, none of that can really take place at this point in time. And, you know, that's to do with a multitude of reasons that's already been explained. But what is really important, because I know so many of you will feel, obviously and understandably, totally disappointed by this new guidance. It's really important that you don't see this time as wasted time, this is actually a really, really important time to try and prepare your body for any future pregnancy. So when you do go and have your treatment, you're actually already set to have the best possible outcome. Will there be a struggle getting fertility meds next year? Great question. The honest answer to this is that we don't really know. I mean, certainly for the time being, we have lots of supplies. And in fact, it's very likely that we're going to have plenty of supplies later, because we're not able to use them at the moment. But because, of course, we don't know how long this particular coronavirus situation is going to go on for, and how long a period of time it's not going to feel safe doing any fertility treatment. We have no idea, you know, whether our stocks will expire by then, and whether we may need to import more fertility medication once we actually start going ahead and offering treatment. The future remains uncertain, and with regards to this question, we don't know. Certainly when we look at things like, you know, HRT for menopausal women, where there's already a shortage, I think that shortage is potentially going to be made worse by the coronavirus situation. Whether this has implications on other medications, like, for example, fertility medications, remains to be answered. But I think in large part depends on how long really we sort of have this quarantine over new fertility treatment. If either me or my partner get coronavirus, should we stop trying? If either of you is suspected of having coronavirus, then you shouldn't be looking to get pregnant. Again, because of all the reasons we've discussed, that if you were to have coronavirus, we don't really understand what may happen to you and your baby as a result of that. But I would say that actually I'd go even further than that and say that even if you don't think you've got coronavirus and you feel fit and healthy at the moment, because the future is so uncertain, and because this virus is spreading at such a rapid rate and we haven't got anywhere near to trying to control it yet, I would say that the potential for you to get coronavirus is still there. There's no effective vaccine in place, there's no effective cure in place, and as a result of that, I would probably err on that side of caution and not actively try to get pregnant at this time, particularly so if you have any underlying health conditions or chronic conditions that will put you in the high risk group. So I know this is a really, really awful thing in terms of so many people who already feel as if all their lives are on hold, and it just seems that, you know, now being able to start your family is also on hold. But I think until we get more evidence and more facts, we simply can't advocate for something that could potentially put you and your baby in harm's way. I really hope all these answers have helped. Thank you so much for sending your questions in and for, you know, wanting to learn, wanting to understand. And just remember that we are all here for you. Channel Mum has a wealth of information, and also dedicated parts of their website now specific for coronavirus. I also have loads of information on my Instagram page, as well as my website. And let's just get through this as safely and healthily with one another. Sending you lots of love.